In January of 2004, I moved from a condo that was previously a private, like parochial Catholic school, to a house on the water. And one of the last nights that we were moving stuff out of the condo, I was leaving with this load of stuff. I have no idea what it was. Random odds and ends. All the furniture had been moved, but it was just like, stuff from like bookshelves or whatever. And as I was in the condo, I started to hear a cat meow. Now, we had a couple of cats that made the move with us, but this was different. We had always heard like extra meows. And there was a cat that like, it was like a ghosty kind of cat thing. Like you'd hear meows or you'd like feel stuff on the bed. And we named the cat Prescious. Well, the ghost cat Prescious. So as I was moving the last of the stuff out of the condo, I started to hear this cat meowing in the condo, and then as I was moving stuff into the apartment, it felt like this cat was following us, and it would meow down, or me, and then meow down the hallway. And I made a couple of trips, from the third floor of the condo down to my vehicle and loaded stuff in. And on the final trip for the night, the meowing was fairly insistent, like following me down the hall, meowing. And I said, "Okay, Precious, if you want to come with us, why don't you just come along? Come on." And the meowing, continued, and I kept encouraging Precious to come. Yeah, come on, Precious, come on. I get down to the parking lot of the condo, and I open up my truck door. I guess I was driving a truck, and swung it open and made a big grand gesture. "Come on, Precious, if you're gonna go with us, come on, let's go." So I gave it a couple seconds. I closed the door on the truck, and I drove to the new place. When I got out, I made a point of saying, "Come on, Precious, let's go," leaving the door open for an extra couple seconds, and like the whole grand gesture, opening the door to the house and saying, "Precious, if you're coming, come with me, you're allowed in." Last I thought about it for a little while. Within a couple of weeks, we started hearing Precious the cat meowing around the house. I mean, there were a couple other cats in the house at the same time, but Precious was definitely there. There'd be nothing around and you'd hear Precious meow. And eventually, in the new house, we started seeing this grayish cat, kind of, but it wasn't like a cat, like it was like a fuzzy cat. And you almost never saw its legs, and we just kind of like truck its ass around the new house. And whatever, it was a fucking ghost cat. Who gives a shit, especially like having always dealt with ghosts and whatnot. Well, the weirdness comes in is that over a period of time, Precious became less and less a cat and more a little girl that you caught out of the corner of your eye. Like, see like the little like hazy Precious thing like whip past the TV, and your eyes would track it, and you'd look over and there'd be this little girl standing there in a white dress. She had blonde, longish hair, and it was all very hazy, but I definitely remember she had this like peach like ribbon woven into the bottom edge of her dress, just below the knee kind of dress. Yeah, and that's how Precious came to live with us. She was pretty cool. She didn't bother anybody. She was mostly a cat, and sometimes she was a little girl. Yeah, so every time I've moved since then, I've made a point to make sure we bring Precious along, because, well, you can't invite somebody into your house and then just be like, "Oh, I'm leaving, screw you." So, yeah, following houses, we've had to invite Precious, and she makes her appearances every so often. I have no idea what her attachment is to us. Maybe because we're friendly.